Hey, good evening, families. On behalf of Mrs. Stone, I'd like to welcome you guys and thank you guys for joining us um, on our little virtual back to school video that we are making to hopefully answer some questions and alleviate any concerns you guys are having. I know you guys have reached out to us this week and we've tried to answer a lot of questions, but we're trying to keep this as normal as possible. So usually we would have you guys, we'd welcome you into our classrooms and answer any questions and give you some information about third grade. But since we can't do that, we still want to present this video to you guys. So I am recording this video from my office where I do my lessons, and your kids, your students have seen me working here, and I've had a fantastic first week with them. So thank you for all that you've done to prepare them for this, for this very unorthodox time that we're going through. We're trying to keep it as fun and normal as possible. So thank you for all you've done to kind of prepare them for this moment. And, you know, we're trying to, hopefully we're pulling our weight and making it as easy on you guys as we can. So I'm going to try to go through this and answer some, and, hopefully I can answer some questions that you guys have. And we'll obviously give out our contact information if you guys want to reach out and ask any questions after you watch this video. So officially welcome to third grade, families and students. So we do truly think that third grade is the best year. I've I've only been a third grade teacher. When I was hired, I was looking to become a third grade teacher because of the fondness I had for my third grade teacher. I thought it was a great year. When I look back on elementary school, I'm very, very fond of my experiences in third grade. And Mrs. Stone, being new to the third grade team last year, I feel like I can speak for her when I say that, she really does, really, really enjoy working with these students. Even she's had some of them and most of them, when she came up in first grade. So we do take a lot of responsibility in trying to kind of, bridge them from being the, younger elementary students to the older elementary students. And we tell them that, in third grade, we hope that they kind of see themselves as role models where the kindergarten through second grade students can now look up to them. So we do think it's a very exciting year. Some things that we have to look forward to are, playing recorders, learning multiplication and division, which I know they get a little bit, anxious and apprehensive about in the beginning, but they become masters very quickly at because we do so much practice with it with the Envision curriculum that we've been working with for the last couple of years. They receive letter grades this year, so they will be getting report cards in some fashion, probably virtually. We'll probably stick to how we did in the spring for third grade, where everything is put on the home access center where you can see your grades. And we have been having a great time with these students. It's very, very weird getting to know them virtually and from across a computer screen, but they have really, really, really been doing a great job with it so far. So I think it's only going to go up from here. All right, so we are working with a new reading curriculum this year. These are the units that we work on. It's a Lucy Calkins reading curriculum, which is the same curriculum that the same author of the curriculum that we use for writing. These are the 4 units that we go through. It's building a reading life, reading to learn, character studies, and research clubs. And we do truly think that reading is the key to learning. This curriculum does really emphasize reading with a purpose and reading, having students with their eyes on text. So we really hope to make reading fun and hope that they take a big jump from second grade to third grade, not just in third grade, but with this curriculum. This curriculum comes with a lot of praise from other teachers and school schools that have worked with this program before. So we hope that we can kind of be the same kind of guiding light for these students where they can really, really take a huge step up and enjoy reading, if they love reading or if they don't love reading. All right. So we work with, like I said, the Lucy Calkins reading curriculum, or writing curriculum as well. And these are the 4 units that we go through. Unit 1 is crafting true stories. So those are the true stories that we usually do in the beginning of the year. They're narrative stories that they, they're stories that they create from their own memories and their own moments, their own small moments of their lives. We do informational texts, where they pick a topic and they have to write about it. And they become kind of the experts of that topic. Changing the world, opinion writing, where they kind of have something they want to try to change in the world, and they through persuasive writing and through opinion writing, they try to persuade their readers or their audience to do that. And then we usually end the year with a fairy tale unit, and they like that one because they can get super creative with it. And at that point, it's usually they're ready to kind of be let loose and kind of come up with their own stories. All right, so for math, we have been using the Envision math curriculum for the last couple years. Kids are starting to get the hang of it. I feel like parents are starting to get the hang of it as well. These are the first 5 topics. We'll just talk about these. Not going to go through all of them because we usually get through about, I would say, a dozen before the end of the year. So the first 5 that we go through is understanding multiplication and division. Topic 2, multiplication facts using patterns. Multiplication facts for 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Use of multiplication to divide, and multiplying and dividing within 100. So you see, those first 5 topics really, really, really drill multiplication. So I know right now, if we feel a little bit like we're drowning in multiplication in the first couple of weeks, we're going to get so much practice with it. So nothing to fear. Like I said, usually by topic 3, we have a pretty good gauge of where we are with our multiplication facts. All right, so for social studies and science, how we usually do it in the classroom is I would teach science, Mrs. Stone would teach social studies. We're not really doing that this time around. We're kind of putting out the videos, and obviously we're both teaching our classes since we can't switch classes, and we're not expected to switch classes throughout all of this. So we have 4 social studies units, and we have 3 science units. So we do a social studies unit first, and then we alternate back and forth science, social studies, and social studies till the end of the year. So these are the 4 social studies units that we're going through. We start off with our citizenship and communities unit. Then we go into we'll go into a science unit after that, but then we'll come back to an economics for everyone, maps and movement, and Harvard history. And like I said, we alternate from science and social studies. So these are the 3 science ones: forces and interactions, earth and space science, and life cycles and ecosystems. And in the last couple years, we've tried to do 2 field trips. 1 for science, 1 for social studies. Obviously, with everything going on, all of that is up in the air and probably not going to happen this year. But that was the usual plan, so I thought I would lay that out for you guys. All right, so the expectations for online learning. I feel like I don't have to spell this out for you guys too much because everyone's been doing a fantastic job showing up and kind of understanding what the expectations are. We want kids participating in the class discussions, coming prepared, ready to work hard, be on time. Everyone has the schedule. I haven't really seen any problems even in the first week, and the week is going to get very, very repetitive. So if you get it now, you get it, okay? If you get it now, you're going to kind of understand how it goes because every week it's going to be pretty much the same thing. They have that morning meeting, and then they go off to specials, and then they come back and they have a reading video or a writing video, and then they meet with their full class. Then they have a break. Then they have math video, then they meet with their whole class, then they have another break, then they have a social studies or science video, and then they meet with the whole class before we have a closure. Okay, so every day is kind of the same thing. And we're going to do our best to get any information out to you guys if anything changes or if there's any last minute changes before, before a school day or before, if we think we need to change something, we probably won't. We'll probably just let it go, and then we'll, make an announcement if we have to change something at the last minute for scheduling purposes. But we want to keep kids kind of on the same schedules. We want to keep kids, on the computer when they're supposed to be on the computer, and then off the computer. We're not going to change up the schedule or the times throughout the day, unless we absolutely need to or we're directed to. All right, so hopefully you guys have our link to our dojo. If you would like to email us instead, these are our emails, Ms. Stone's email and my own email. It's just our first name, last name at hcps.org. Pretty easy to remember, pretty easy to get in contact with us. I always say I prefer dojo because it goes straight to my phone, and I have 2 computers up at my office anytime, so I can respond to Dojo even while I'm teaching, which is nice. It's kind of harder for me to kind of get out of the program and go answer an email and whatnot. And the Dojo is very, very user friendly. So if you're using that and you're comfortable with that, go for that. But if you feel like you want to reach out with email, or it's maybe maybe an instance, or where you're not really comfortable with the Dojo format and you'd like it to be a little bit more professional, that's fine. Go with the email, and Mrs. Stone and I will do our best to respond when we can. Those Friday days where we give the asynchronous assignments to the students, that's kind of the time where you can come to us with any kind of conferencing that you'd like to do with yourself or with the students. That day is kind of left open for communication to be had and conferencing to be had. So keep that in mind. Those Fridays are left open for that reason. All right, so we will not have homework. We do not plan on having homework. If there's any kind of homework, it's just something that we did not get finished, that just might need to be finished, before they come to class next time. It's not going to be any kind of assigned homework. If you would like to do extra practice, that is perfectly fine. The math lessons all end with a homework piece, and just because we will not be assigning homework does not mean that additional practice cannot be at home, cannot be added at home. So if you feel like you have a student at home who needs additional practice or more practice, feel free. If you want our say so or our green light, that's fine. But we kind of we entrust you guys, and we trust you guys to make the decisions that you feel are appropriate for your kids at home. So if you want to give a little bit of extra practice, that's perfectly fine with us, and that'll be kind of a good gauge for you and for us if we have any kind of pitfalls or areas where we need to work. So that might be a great indicator, a great gauge, if we are giving a little bit of extra practice at home, if we feel we need to. But we are not going to assign homework. We will revisit homework when we get back in the classroom this year. Okay. So we do expect this to be a weird year. We get it. We just want to keep attitudes. We want to keep attitudes positive. We want to keep kids feeling excited to come to meet us and come to school and turn their webcam on and talk to us and do the work that we're assigning. And we know it takes a village. We know it's going to be a lot on us to make sure we are being engaging and engaging them in conversations and making sure that we are bringing them to an area where they feel safe and they feel like they can participate and they are learning and they can still be proud and excited that they're in 3rd grade and not like they're learning from home. Like when they log in, they're still learning from a teacher, because at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're still their teachers. We still are trying to get out the curriculum that we would any other year. Nothing has really changed. Everything we teach them is what we would be teaching them. It's just a different way to teach them, just a different way that it's taught. So just know that nothing's really been watered down. Nothing's really been changed. I mean, we still have our curriculum guides with us at home, and we might not have the same tools that we would have in the classroom, or the same amount of time that we would have with students, meeting with them one-on-one and doing it the same way that we would be doing it, but we are doing it to obviously the best of our ability and the best that we know how to do this. We would never, do anything that was, that wasn't the best for our students and therefore the best for your kids at home. So it truly does take a village. So thank you guys for everything that you have done and everything that you do through all of this. And we promise to pull our weight and do our absolute best for these students through this weird time. So please feel free to reach out. I hope I've answered some questions. And if you need any kind of clarification, please feel free to reach out to us, and just know that this is going to be a great year, and we are still looking forward to it. So we will see you guys soon. We'll talk to you guys later. Please have a good night. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you.